All right, so today we're diving deep into Congolese rumba.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be exploring how one song can really tap into these universal truths about love and marriage.
Right. Yeah, and it's not just any song, right? We're talking about Mibali Bosala Attention, a massive hit from the legendary TPOK Jazz.
Yeah, and so I found this YouTube channel, Daateku channel, that breaks down these classic rumba tracks. And their episode on this song, really got me hooked. The title alone is like a warning sign, right? Men, pay attention.
Definitely is.
You're about to hear a story, a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and to understand just how much weight that caution carries you really have to remember that TPOK Jazz wasn't just some band.
Right.
They were like a force in Congolese music.
Yeah.
From the 60s to late 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, think of them like the Beatles, rumba.
Oh, yeah.
They shaped the genre, and they still influence artists today.
So we're talking about a song with a powerful message from a band that everyone was listening to.
Everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty potent combo.
It is.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty, for those of us who maybe aren't as familiar with Congolese rumba,
Right.
can you set the scene? What does it sound like? What's the vibe?
Okay, so imagine, you've got these intricate rhythms, right?
Okay.
All interlocking, driven by drums and bass and guitar. And it's this sound that makes you want to move, like a real pulse.
Okay, yeah.
That gets under your skin. And then you've got these layers of horns coming in, soaring melodies, almost like they're telling a story on their own. And then, of course, you have the vocals, often featuring multiple singers weaving their voices together.
So it's a rich sound.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
And I'm guessing lyrics are just as important as the music itself.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Congolese rumba is known for its sophisticated lyrics, often delving into social commentary, love, relationships, everyday life.
Yeah, so it's not just making you dance.
Right.
It's making you think.
It's making you think, exactly.
And Mibali Bosala Attention really exemplifies that, right?
Absolutely.
It's from the album Chandra, Volume 1, Le Commandant de Bourdieu-Sex, which also includes hits like Chandra, Namodel, and Aziza.
Right.
But this one really dives headfirst into the complexities of love and marriage.
Yeah, it does.
Written by Josky.
Yeah, and Kiambukuta was way more than just a singer. He was a prolific songwriter and composer for TPOK Jazz.
Wow.
And he had this knack for capturing the nuances of human relationships in his lyrics, and this song is no exception.
Okay, so let's get into these lyrics.
Let's do it.
What story is Mibali Bosala Attention telling us?
Well, it starts off by painting this picture of love and marriage.
Okay.
That's almost idyllic. It's about finding that special someone, the joy of starting a life together, and the role of family and tradition kind of guiding the couple.
Okay.
There's a real sense of optimism and hope in these early verses.
It's like we're at the wedding. Everyone's celebrating. The future looks bright.
Right.
But then, the title, Men Pay Attention, suggests that something's about to change.
And it does dramatically.
Uh-oh.
The lyrics shift focus to the woman's behavior after the marriage.
Okay.
And there's this sense that the initial love and affection has faded, replaced by a focus on material possessions.
Okay.
And a tendency to pick fights.
So it's like the honeymoon phase is over.
Exactly.
And reality sets in.
Yeah. And Kiambukuta, he doesn't shy away from describing the man's pain and bewilderment.
Wow.
There's this one line, and it's poignant. He sings, "She'll only love you when you are well off, but when problems come, she now starts looking for trouble, picking quarrels on petty issues."
Oh, that's harsh.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like the man is feeling completely blindsided by this change in his wife.
Right.
Like his world has been turned upside down.
That's exactly the imagery Kiambukuta uses. He describes the world spinning.
Oh, wow.
Reflecting the man's emotional turmoil and the feeling of betrayal he's experiencing.
So is this where the caution comes in?
Right.
Is Kiambukuta saying that marriage is inherently bad?
Well,
That men should just avoid it?
not quite.
Okay.
It's not a complete condemnation of marriage. In fact, another singer from TPOK Jazz Madalu system comes in with a different perspective. He sings, "When you face this world's problems, you have to be patient. Step by step, one day, you will be well off again." always pray to God and he will grant you his favor.
So it's more nuanced than just marriage is a trap.
It is.
There's a sense of realism.
Right.
A recognition that relationships are complex.
Yes.
And even with challenges, there's room for hope and resilience.
Precisely.
And that, I think, is what makes Mibali Bosala Attention so compelling.
I think so too.
It's not a simple love song or a straightforward warning.
Right.
It's this multi-layered story that captures the joys and sorrows, the hopes and disappointments that can come with love and marriage.
Absolutely.
It's like a slice of life
Yeah.
set to music.
Yeah.
But in the context of Congolese society at the time, how would a song like this have been received?
Good question.
Was it controversial?
That's a great question, and one that we'll dig into more deeply.
Okay.
After a quick break.
All right.
Stay tuned. Welcome back.
So before the break, we were starting to think about, the cultural context of Mibali Bosala Attention.
Right.
And whether its message was, seen as controversial or not.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that Congolese rumba wasn't just, party music.
Right.
It was really a platform for social commentary.
Absolutely.
Reflecting and shaping public discourse.
It really was.
So dropping a song like this,
Yeah.
with its warnings about marriage and kind of this, realism about it, into that kind of environment, I imagine it must have stirred up some strong reactions.
It's hard to say definitively, Right.
Without hopping in a time machine and listening in on those conversations.
Right, of course, yeah.
But we can maybe make some educated guesses.
Yeah.
Imagine, families gathered around the radio listening to this song unfold. Some might have nodded along, recognizing the truth in Kiambukuta's words. Others might have felt challenged by his perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little offended.
That's what I love about music that tackles these kinds of themes.
Yeah.
It sparks conversations that might not have happened otherwise.
For sure.
Did Kiambukuta receive any pushback for this message, or was it generally accepted as, a fair commentary on the realities of marriage?
It's tough to find specific records of public reactions from back then.
Yeah.
But considering, the themes that were already prevalent in Congolese rumba, Kiambukuta wasn't alone in addressing, relationship dynamics.
Wow.
Songs often explored love, heartbreak.
The challenges of, navigating those social expectations.
So while Mibali Bosala Attention might have been pretty direct
It was.
in its message to men,
Yeah.
it wasn't totally out of line with the broader themes that were already being explored in the genre.
Congolese rumba was known for its social commentary and addressing, the complexities of marriage.
Right.
Fit right into that tradition.
Yeah.
What makes this song stand out, I think, is the way that Kiambukuta constructed the narrative, that shift from the initial joy to the stark reality that he portrays.
It's like he's giving you a glimpse behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Saying, hey, here's what you might not see coming.
Right.
But then you have that counterpoint from Malu's system.
Right.
Urging patience and reminding us that even with hardship, things can get better.
Absolutely. That's an important element to highlight.
For sure.
By including Madalu's perspective, Kiambukuta adds another layer to the song. It's not just a bleak warning.
Right.
It's an acknowledgement that, relationships are a journey full of ups and downs.
So even if some listeners felt a bit stung by Kiambukuta's message, the inclusion of Madalu's verse probably, softened the blow a little bit.
Right.
Reminded everyone that there's always hope.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that nuanced perspective, I think, likely contributed to the song's enduring appeal.
For sure.
Resonated with listeners because it reflected, the complexities of their own lives and relationships.
It's like Kiambukuta is holding up a mirror to society, showing, both the cracks and the potential for repair.
Yeah, I like that.
What about the song's impact on other musicians, though? Did it influence the direction of Congolese rumba?
While it's hard to trace direct lines of influence, you can definitely hear echoes of Mibali Bosala Attention in the way that subsequent artists continued to grapple with these themes. It helped solidify this idea that, Congolese rumba could be this platform for engaging in, these complex societal discussions.
So it's less about specific songs that sound like Mibali Bosala Attention,
Right.
and more about the way it opened up a space for this kind of honest and sometimes uncomfortable conversation.
Yes.
About relationships.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Think of it like Mibali Bosala attention helped break down a barrier.
Okay.
It showed that you could use this popular danceable genre to address serious topics.
Yeah.
With depth and nuance.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So the song wasn't just a hit, it was kind of a turning point.
It was.
Contributing to the evolution of Congolese rumba.
Yeah.
But even beyond its musical impact, you have this idea of a song from one specific culture resonating with people all over the world.
Right.
What do you think is behind that?
It goes back to something we were talking about earlier.
The universality of human experience.
Right.
Even though Mibali Bosala attention is rooted in Congolese culture. The emotions it explores. Love, betrayal, hope, resilience.
Right.
Those are things that people everywhere can relate to.
It's like Kiambu Kuda tapped into this common thread of humanity. Something that transcends language and cultural barriers.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of that saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Right.
No matter where you're from or what language you speak, certain experiences are just part of the human story.
Yeah. And music has this incredible ability to act as a bridge between those experiences. You might not understand every word of a song from another culture, but you can feel the emotion, the intent behind the music.
It's like a direct line to the heart.
It is.
Bypassing the need for translation.
Exactly.
But I'm curious, what about the music itself?
We've talked a lot about the lyrics and the context. But how does the sound of Mibali Bosala attention contribute to its power and impact?
That's a fantastic question. And it's something we should definitely explore.
For sure.
While the lyrics are certainly a driving force, the music itself is just as crucial to the song's impact.
Okay, so let's get into the sonic details.
Let's do it.
For those of us hearing Congolese rumba for the first time, what should we be listening for?
Imagine this. You've got these driving syncopated rhythms.
All right, so we're painting this sonic picture. You get these driving syncopated rhythms. What instruments are creating that heartbeat?
It's a combo of drums and bass and guitar all working together. The drums lay down this intricate foundation, like this complex tapestry of rhythms that keeps everything moving. The bass provides that deep grounding pulse, anchoring the groove. And then the guitar adds these shimmering melodic lines weaving in and out of the rhythmic texture.
It sounds like a real conversation.
It is.
Happening between the instruments.
It is.
Each one playing its part to create this vibrant, energetic sound.
Absolutely.
And then you've got the horns coming in. Often trumpets and saxophones.
Usually.
They add another layer of storytelling.
They do.
Sometimes soaring with these bright, joyful melodies. And then other times maybe echoing the heartache and longing in the lyrics.
Exactly.
So it's not just about making people dance. It's about expressing that full range of emotions.
It is.
That the song is conveying. And I imagine the vocals are just as important.
Oh, absolutely.
In Congolese rumba.
The vocals are at the heart of it all. You often have, multiple singers. Each with their unique style and vocal timbre. And in Mibali Bosala attention, you have Josky delivering, those poignant cautionary lines. You have Malaj de Lugendo adding his smooth, almost conversational style. And then Madili System coming in with that soulful, reassuring voice.
It's like a chorus of voices.
It is.
Each one representing a different perspective or emotion within the song.
Exactly. And the way they interact with each other is fascinating. They often, trade off lines, engage in call and response patterns, creating this really dynamic vocal tapestry that adds so much depth and emotion.
It sounds like every element.
It does.
From those driving rhythms to the soaring horns to the interplay of vocals is working together to create this incredibly rich and immersive experience.
It really is.
It's no wonder that Congolese rumba has had such a lasting impact.
Oh, yeah.
Both in Congo and beyond.
Absolutely.
It's a testament to the power of music to transcend boundaries.
It is.
And connect us on this deep emotional level.
Yeah.
And Mibali Bosala Attention really serves as a prime example of that power.
For sure.
So we've gone really deep into the lyrics.
Yeah, we have.
We've explored the social context. We even kind of dissected the musical elements that make this song so captivating. But as we wrap up our deep dive here, I'm left with this lingering question.
All right.
What's the takeaway?
Yeah.
For someone listening to Mibali Bosala Attention for the very first time, what do you hope they walk away with?
I hope they walk away with a newfound appreciation for the power of music. To tell stories, to spark conversations, to connect us across cultures. You know, and Mibali Bosala Attention is so much more than just a catchy tune. It's a window into Congolese culture, a reflection on timeless human experiences, and a testament to the enduring power of music to move us and make us think.
It's a reminder that even a song from decades ago, sung in a language we might not understand, can still resonate with us today.
Absolutely.
Because it taps into those universal truths.
It does.
About love, relationships, and the human condition.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Mama, uzoba busaki mawanga menge mama, amari mama luvuluka tebe mama, lusabikindu pasinkende kakutema, amari mama, ayoya, insaza kata, wili ekuka, tikakanta manyoso papiolola oprimite, tikakanta manyoso poloba okomioma. Mama okoronga sambela nzambe suka suka akolimisa okomisa